Hey. Last night, whoever stole my mask, your mom's a fucking hoe. Whoever stole Five Baby's cart, your mom's also a hoe. Just thought I'd let y'all know. Still love y'all, though. We raged out last night. About to run it back again. Showtime. Peep, I just woke up from a nap, y'all. I was getting some cheeks, taking a nap. I was asleep. Boom. Wake up, my homie's doing tattoos. I'm like, all right, I'm next. Codefendant House on the Needle, all we hear is choo, 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 choo. Boom, 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 boom. Oh. Shit was over with then. As soon as I heard the booms, I was like, oh yeah, this ain't no shooting. I thought we were getting shot at first. Because all I heard was the windows breaking. I didn't hear the booms. And then I walked into the room where I saw them bashing in my window and I saw this floodlight outside. I was like, oh yeah. Ran to Shotty in the room, told her we getting swatted. Walked back out, hit the corner. Boom, I see him pop up on my door. Bunch of PBSO at my face with ARs. Homegirl has her phone. They like, drop the phone. I start going faster because I'm like, I'm not getting shot. Fuck all this. They say, come here. Put me in zip ties, throw me on the back of the chair. And then they're like, all right, sit here. Who else is in the house? I don't know. Shit. Boom. Take us to the station. Woo-dee-woo happened. I told them what my side of the story was. I told them I was asleep. I ain't wake up till y'all were entering my house. And then my Cody done told the whole entire story.
Ready to go?
Ready.
Alrighty, this is LJ from the Tangerine Podcast. What it do? With my dog, Ferg561. What's up, Ferg?
What's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Ferg up in this bitch, a.k.a. the Demon Boy himself. Hey, you know what it is.
I see you. Well, I said Ferg, but Ferg.
How you doing, my boy?
FERG561. What it do?
You already know we out here. Tangerine Podcast shit. Man's reached out to me, said, you want to come do a podcast? I said, fuck it, why not?
Yes, sir.
Let's
and
get
that's
some
how we
exposure. Show some love, too. Support your local businesses and support your local studios and everything they do. It's fun. They out here trying to hustle just like us artists out here, man.
I appreciate the love. And so, Ferg, introduce yourself a little bit, who you are, what you do.
My name is Ferg. You know what it is. Grew up out in Broward County. Moved out to Palm Beach when I was 10. Been out here. Started DJing, doing shows and stuff. DJing. Started producing for some homies. Decided to freestyle on one of the beats I made. Dropped that track. And then, boom, here we are living this life now. Been places I couldn't imagine. Been all over the States. Been all over the U.S. Been overseas as well for a few shows now. Back home for a little bit. Just got back from Texas. Shout out Texas. Y'all were lit. Y'all showed me so much love. The energy in Texas was amazing. Houston, I'm coming back soon. I love y'all. That's a shout out to y'all, by the way. Then we just been putting in this work. Gained a lot of new connections this year, which is crazy to see how much it changes to blow up in a year to now. Like, I started this shit 2 years ago, and I didn't think I was going to go this crazy. Fuck, I'm going crazy. It's nonstop motion. Stupid. So, like, that's one thing I got to tell people, too, is no matter what people say, if they say you can't do it, you can do it. Motherfuckers told me I wasn't going to make it in this shit. And I'm out here making it, traveling, doing stuff I love, hanging out with crazy-ass artists and crazy-ass people doing crazy-ass shit. And it's good to know. But it's always good to come back home and show some love to the hometown, because I wouldn't be here without here, to be honest. I love everyone here, and I love to show the love here when I'm back home. So, and also, if you're ever trying to work, my DMs are open. Down to work with anybody. As long as you show love and you ain't showing hate. That's all it is.
Living the dream.
Yes, sir. You already know.
I like it. So you said you grew up in Broward. What part of Broward you grew up in?
I grew up in Pompano.
The Pompano?
Basically the ugly corner right down the street from Kodak's hood.
Damn. You got to meet him, the Lamar Jackson and boys.
Everyone out there, it's weird how Broward's dynamic is. I love it. But everybody out there is always trying to say they're Sniper Gang.
Oh God.
I love y'all Broward boys so much, but stop claiming Sniper Gang when you're not. Everywhere I go, it's Sniper Gang this, Sniper Gang that. Still all love, because especially in that area too, everybody's trying to be associated with it. So it was cool. It was fun growing up. Just a lot of bullshit when you're growing up out there. I got into a lot of dumb shit too, and it followed me here. Put me in a road for not success. And let me rewrite fuck, can't talk. Let me reword that. Fuck. It just puts you on a path to not be successful in your life and really just go down a dark hole. So it led me to a lot of robbing, stealing, jail time, juvenile and adult, getting swatted and all that shit. So
swatted?
Yeah, I got swatted.
What? No, you got... That's crazy. So
I got
wait, how
swatted
deep
and
was the swatting?
Huh?
How deep was it? So like
all of like Royal Palm PBSO at my front door. Yeah, I got snitched on and swatted. I got snitched on by the people we did it on, and then I got snitched on by my co-defendant. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I did 1.5 years in county jail being the case. I was facing 7 years in prison.
Wow.
Yeah.
SWAT. That's crazy.
Yeah. Jesus. 2 SWAT vans, one in the back and one in the front.
Oh shit. What, if you can say, what did they think you had?
The case is closed, so I can't talk about it.
All respect.
They think we robbed 2 kids at gunpoint, and then they ended up going to tell their dad with no shoes and no chains, no nothing on their body, and walked back to their dad. Told the dad, I guess the paperwork says that they talked to them at the church down the street.
No way.
And then bammed me up at 9:30 in the morning. I just woke up from a nap, y'all. I just woke up from a nap. I was getting some cheeks, taking a nap. I was asleep. Boom. Wake up, my homie's doing tattoos. I'm like, all right, I'm next. Co-defendant House of the Needle, all we hear is choo, 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 choo. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh.
Shit was over with then. As soon as I heard the booms, I was like, oh yeah, this ain't no shooting. I thought we were getting shot at first. Because all I heard was the windows breaking. I didn't hear the booms. And then I walked into the room where I saw them bashing in my window and I saw the headless floodlight outside. I was like, oh yeah. Ran to Shotty in the room, told her we getting swatted. Walked back out, hit the corner. Boom, I see him pop up on my door. Bunch of PBSO at my face with ARs. Homegirl has her phone. They like, drop the phone, drop the phone. I start going faster because I'm like, I'm not getting shot. Fuck all this. They say, come here. Put me in zip ties, throw me on the back of the chair. And then they're like, all right, sit here. Who else is in the house? I don't know. Shit. Boom. Take us to the station. Woo-dee-woo happened. I told them what my side of the story was. I told them I was asleep. I ain't wake up till y'all were entering my house. And then my Cody done told the whole entire story.
Damn.
Because they came in. It was funny to me, too, because they came in the room. Pete, this motherfucker acts like he's the hardest motherfucker out here, which was crazy as hell. So we get in the room. They're already in the room with me, talking to me. And they already interviewed him. They pulled him out the car way before me. I went to sleep on their ass. As soon as they come in, they're like, so we already know what happened. In my head, I'm like, no, you don't.
You don't know nothing.
You don't know shit. And then next thing I know is I get to jail. I bam out to my homie, and he's like, hey, bro, you got to see that paperwork. I was like, what do you mean? He's snitching on you. I was like, oh, okay. Wrote that request, got the paperwork, boom. I got out of jail in 1.5 years, and then he was out here saying, well, I was locked up, that I snitched, and he didn't. It didn't show anybody the paperwork. So I just decided to be a dumbass and drop the paperwork first quarter. Everybody was mad at him because he was walking around. Even his cousins still come up to me and say what's up to me. Saw one of them downtown like a week ago. It's crazy.
No issues with that because the paperwork. It's the
It's
paperwork. The paperwork is the paperwork. You can't argue.
That's
with the
one
paperwork.
thing about anything, guys. The paperwork states the truth, and whatever is on that paperwork is what happened. Because them crackers know how to find shit out.
That paperwork, you can't argue with the paperwork. You can't argue with facts.
Exactly.
You can't argue. How are you going to argue with facts? You can't.
Exactly. And it's written in black and white, stamped on there, guys. It's crazy. It's wild as hell.
He said X implicated his co-defendant and rode in the back of the cop car and like. How can you argue with that?
Crazy.
I'm just saying.
I left this out of here. But on the way to the station, this man's in the back of the car telling me I ain't say none. Because they put us in the same cop car to take us because the other cop didn't feel like driving us all the way to the county jail. So we pull up the whole time. He's like, no, I ain't say none. I ain't say none, bro. I kept it solid, bro. Not what the paperwork says.
The paperwork is...
This world is crazy, y'all. Watch who you fuck with. Even your day one homies can switch on you at any point.
And I just can't believe I feel like they did that for like, in a way, like supposedly broke crime. You feel me? Like you rob 2 people, okay. Does that mean the SWAT team go? Like, that don't make no sense.
I'm gonna be real.
The whole thing, that's crazy.
I think it's also because PBSO knows my past, and because I've like went through it when I was a JIT getting locked up and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then on top of that, my Cody's there and he's known out there too,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just the two of us with two guns. Oh yeah, immediately we're gonna fuck your ass up. Cause we didn't just take no little weed, guys. So there's a reason why they did us dirty like that. But yeah, it cost me like $6,000 to the crib in the backyard, and another $4,000 on the door, and then another $3,000 on the window.
Wait, cost you?
Yeah. Me and my roommates.
For them busting your shit.
Yeah. Because I lost the case. If I would have won the case and I sued them, then they would have had to pay for it. And I found out after me signing, I could have won the case. I just chose not to win it because I was tired of sitting in jail, and I had 3 other pending cases they were going to run together.
Yeah,
So I was like, okay, run them together. Give me this. I got 4 years of probation with a 1.5 year time served, expungement of and withheld adjudication. I said, fuck it, give me that. I already sat long enough. I'd rather get out and deal with some probation. Yeah. Ain't gonna catch me on nothing. All I do is smoke a little bit of weed. I got my weed card. They can't violate me for that.
They can't. You got your card already. You're good. At least in our state.
Yeah. And then once I got out, I focused on this music shit, and then boom, like what really put it in my head though. I gotta shout my boy out. Rest in peace, my dog Mikey. He used to be at my house like every day, 7 days a week. He would work 7 days a week, off 7 days. Every day of the week, he was at my house. This is like my brother. Me and him grew up church together coming up, and he was always my main supporter and shit while I was locked up. Sadly, he killed himself, and the last phone call I had with him was, when I get out, I'm going to focus on this music shit. I'm going to be successful in it, and I'm going to do this shit. I'm done fucking up my life. And I kept that promise dear to me, so when I got out, I made it happen. And that's kind of like my grind and my push to do this and not let anything stop me, is that because that he was like my number one supporter. Worst freestyler in the world. Love him though. We would hop on the beat. I would hop in the car. He really helped me come up with a bunch of my song titles and a bunch of my songs, because we would just sit in the car and just freestyle, and I'd find a bar I like and I'd write it down real quick and then use it in a song later. So majority of my songs came up like from either him saying some dumb shit and me going off of it and fixing it up for him, or me just laying some shit. So he really helped me out on that end and that aspect of being creative and not letting anybody stop me from doing what I love, and really out here just saying fuck you to everyone, and just if anybody has something to say with it, brush it off your shoulder and just keep pushing. They ain't gonna stop you.
Respect to Mikey. I never met him, but
so
that's your way of kind of respecting his memory and his honor. You know what I mean? Day. By just grinding, by keeping going
every day,
living his dream and what he would have wanted.
Mm-hmm. Because every day, every show I have, every place I go, I always think of him, and I'm like, damn, bro would have loved this, because he would have. It would have been crazy to see him in LA with my ass, like in New York with my ass, in Vegas with my ass. I know Vegas would have been a shit show, but I love it. That was the last Vegas show was really fun. That was a good one. I had fun with that one. But yeah, I keep his spirit alive because I don't want his name to die out. Everybody keeps it alive still out of my group. All of us that really knew him. We have the few people that are fake as fuck that call him their friend, that pisses us off, that weren't really around like that. So, but you're gonna have that with everyone. Everybody that dies or passes away sometime in their life are gonna have those people that are just riding the wave. And that's something that people gotta learn to deal with, because you can't let it get you upset. Because if you let it get you upset, then it beats you down, and then they're winning. You can't let that happen. So that's why I just kind of brush that off and just let it be.
Respect. So it's like he knew who his real ones were. You know who his real ones
100%,
were. You know what I mean? So you
As
don't want nobody to try to act like they was his like closest friend or whatnot when they were not. You feel me? Respect.
Exactly. And it's like, I just had to get on my homie the other day about it, because one of me and his old homies before he came around was like posting some stuff for his anniversary of his death, and he like got mad about it. I was like, you can't say anything, because at the end of the day we all grew up together, so like he still has the right to, like, they still talk, they just didn't hang out like that, because we all grew up and we have lives now, guys.
Yeah,
that's something people gotta accept too, is if you think friends are ditching you out and leaving you out, nah. It's probably because they're growing up and they have a life to catch up with.
Yeah, sometimes it's not that deep. Sometimes I'm grinding, you grinding, and it's just our grinds are just
two different
going
ways.
in just different paths. It's not a big deal.
Exactly.
That don't mean
eventually
there's no love.
your paths will lead back to each other. It always happens. I see people I haven't seen for years just out and about sometimes. I'm like, oh, what you doing now? And I show them what I'm doing. They're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, bro, what are you doing? Just working.
Hell yeah.
It's great to see people's reactions when they don't see me forever. And I tell them, like, oh, what are you doing now? Oh, I manage 2 smoke shops and I'm also on the road touring. What do you mean touring? Here's my phone. Yeah. Oh, shit. You actually doing it. Yeah. Yeah. And it's crazy because being on the road is wild. I did a week of shows, and it was crazy. We did 5 shows in a week. We did Vegas, L.A., Chicago, West Palm, and Miami.
Wow. So you was really just really
and
getting
it sucked because I had to fly to Vegas, fly home for West Palm and Miami, then fly out to L.A. for the L.A. show, then Chicago was the last one. So it was just constant up and going into flights to where the point I walked back into TSA and I have my beanie on. And TSA just remembered me. They're like, you've been here 4 times this week. What the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to be real. I make music and I'm on tour. So I came home because I had 2 shows here. And she's like, oh, for real? I was like, yeah. She's like, all right, bet. I got you. You don't have to take out your mic this time.
Not getting pressed about going on too many flights.
Man. I think I'm going to do some dumb shit, man. They're like, you're a suspect, man.
Oh my goodness. What has been your favorite place to go on tour so far? Your favorite city?
Oh.
Well, shoot. I mean, from what you're saying, country as well.
I got 2. I'll give you a country and I'll give you a state.
Okay.
So country, I'd have to say, it's a tie. So do you count Canada as a state as a country?
It's a country.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Canada was fun, wild as fuck. These kids don't know how to act in Canada. I love all you Canada fucks. Oh my god, I got asked for so many darts by 16-year-olds. It's crazy. Oh my god. But
if y'all don't know what a dart is, I believe it's a cigarette.
It's a cigarette.
That's their
yeah,
that's
their slang. Mm-hmm. So it was great because the show, like, their legal age to drink there's 18 and the legal age to smoke is 18 there. So you just got a bunch of delinquents running around and it's great. I'm just like, yo, this is hilarious. So they were rowdy. They didn't know how to act at the show. The crowd was insane. They opened up pits without me telling them to. And it's like happened at a bunch of shows now. Like, these kids just are insane and it's wild. And then my second country is the UK. The UK kids don't know how to act.
What part did you went to? Like, did you go to like London
or
anything,
London.
Or maybe a different part?
It was London, downtown London.
Wild.
Yeah,
I heard.
I did a week in London because I'm big. I like the UK. I've always liked the UK scene and how it is because I used to be an EDM head. So like, there's a bunch of
I love EDM.
There's so much EDM out there. So that's like what I started was DJing and stuff, EDM. And so like when I went out there, the UK grime scene and the drum and bass scene, their dubstep scene is crazy. Everything out there is just focused around that subgenre. And then I just went out and found the punk scene, and their punk scene is killer out there. Oh my god, I love it. They really don't know how to act.
Wow.
Like, you go to a show there, you're seeing people get punched in the face and stabbed with metal spike bracelets. And like,
it's beautiful, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. And they're just walking out like I didn't just get like a 3rd-degree stab wound. Like, you're bleeding out, your shirt's wrapped up around you. You got a black eye and a
wait till the next
tooth.
song. Wait till the next song. We good.
Yeah, it's just like, damn, that was crazy. But it's like, their scene out there reminds me a lot of like the NASCAR Allo crowd that I performed with twice. Cause like the second one, I jumped off the stage into the pit and got punched in the face and got my tooth knocked out. I got my tooth knocked out and I got my lip busted. And I was just sitting there like, hold on, what the fuck? So I hopped back up on stage and then I grabbed my rag and wiped my mouth. And I was just like, oh yeah, I'm bleeding. Oh yeah, my tooth's gone.
Oh well.
Ah, shit.
How did you react? You're like, oh well.
And I just hopped on the mic and I was like, all right, so whichever one of you motherfuckers got my tooth in your arm, I love y'all. Shout out the busted lip too. And then I ran it back the next song and jumped in the crowd again. It just gave no fucks. Hopped back on stage and just spit blood into the cup.
Question: what is like? what is the crowd surfing like? Like, do you have to have like a lot of courage
Yes,
to try to do
it takes
that?
a lot of courage, and make sure the people are there, guys, because there's been experiences where I've fallen and seen people fall. It's not fun, because you just go, you think you got it, guys,
You don't. You don't.
slapped, you're gone, you're on the floor. Fuck that. It sucks, especially if you're jumping like hella far and trying to clear the rail, because like then you're just like, oh shit, yeah, damn. But shout out the people that try to catch you though, because they're lit.
What do you think is better? Do you prefer like a really good mosh pit or a really good crowd surf?
Really good mosh pit. Really good mosh pit. I really good mosh pit. I love mosh pits because I'm a pit head myself, and going to shows I love hopping in the pit. So when I see people opening up the pit, it's insane. Yeah, I love the pit. Pits are fun. If somebody falls though, pick them up. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
I have to make that rule every time.
I ain't gonna lie. At our show in the West Palm, they pushed the fuck out of me, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't gonna cap, bro. Oh
No,
my
yeah.
goodness, it was another artist I may have in the podcast as well. They pushed the
Oh yeah,
hell
no,
out
yeah.
of me.
I got shoved a good couple times. I like that venue. Shout out the Art and Design District. That venue's lit.
Our design, shout out.
They
I think I got something coming up with them too.
Hell yeah.
Stay tuned.
They sadly wouldn't let me get on the parking container this time though. I got on it the last time and I ended up paying bro like $40 just to get on top of it, because at first he was like no, and then I got on top of it and got some fire photos and some fire footage. And then I feel like the reason why he told me not to get on it this time is because I have this song called Jump that like I have everybody jump, and they decided to open it up the second drop. So I saw it and I had just handed my boy the mic who was on decks and jumped off the shipping container. But like, this isn't no like I'm gonna just get down type of jump. I jumped, you know the stage, what the stage looks like.
Yeah.
I had jumped off of it, past the wood, onto the floor, and then bolted to the pit and like turned up with them, and then went back on stage and grabbed the mic again. So like I feel like they just saw it as a liability if I could break my leg possibly, because yeah, I kind of fucked my leg after doing that too. It was great. But like I used to skate and stuff, so a little hard fall isn't gonna hurt me.
Oh yeah.
So.
You I'm sure. Yeah, skating you dealt with a lot
yeah.
worse. I already know that.
I've broken both arms, both of my collarbones. I've broken my right leg, and I have also broken my jaw.
Shit.
My jaw. That's how I'm missing all these bottom teeth. I broke my jaw and like bashed it into a curb because my wheel clipped off of an 8-stair at my old high school. It's like right outside of my high school. There's this giant staircase, and we just decided to hit it one day. We jumped the fence and hopped it. And did it. And first time I did it, and I just decided to just say fuck it and just ollie off of it just to go ride off and go home. So I said fuck it, and my wheel clipped. And little did I know that one mistake to just try to go home, cool as fuck, fucked me up really bad. So I had to get my jaw wired shut in like 4 different places.
Could you speak with that or no? Probably not.
Nah, I used like text to speech for like a month and a half.
Sheesh.
And it was like a liquid diet, so I had to eat everything through a straw. Damn. Like if I like opened my mouth too wide, once I started feeling better, like the wires would hurt. It was very uncomfortable. I don't recommend breaking your jaw ever, guys. If you guys do, I wish you the best of luck.
Sheesh. It was wise because you could break your jaw like. Could be by fighting, most definitely.
And it sucked too because, especially if you guys smoke nicotine and weed on like a religious basis, it sucks. You can't even do that. So you're sitting there like going through nicotine withdrawals and all this bullshit, just sitting there like, yo, what the fuck?
So you're just feeling just sick.
Yeah, you're sick. You're done. You're dead. You're just in bed. You can't do anything really. And if you were to do anything, you weren't going to succeed.
Oh boy. So tell me about your, I know you had a recent performance in Texas. Tell me about that.
Recent performance in Texas was crazy. So the way that I knew that Texas was going to be fun is I did my first ever show in Texas.
Really?
So I never did my first show in Florida. My first ever show was in Austin, Texas. Shout out Austin. Shout out Blaze. Shout out Party. Shout out Blick. He doesn't go by Blick anymore. Shout out 19. That's my dog. Yeah, all them boys. They so there's this jit. I'm not going to speak about his name because he doesn't deserve that. He kind of scummed us out of 15 bands collectively.
Whoa.
So yeah, fuck that dude. So yeah, I went out. He invited me out when I was out there because I was just out there just hanging out with family for my cousin's graduation. And he was like, yo, you should pull up to the show. So I pulled up and I went and I had my hard drive on me and the lady had the artist drop out. And I was just like, does that mean like a slot had like opened up? And I like came up in her cut like really sly and was just like, so like, hey, so that artist that dropped out, you want money for that slot? She's like, nah, it's already paid for. He didn't want a refund. I was like, give me that slot right now. Here's my hard drive. How long's the set? 15 minutes. Cool. There's 15 minutes worth of songs on that hard drive right there. Run it. I'll tell you what to play. So it was on a balcony in the middle of Austin, Texas, in this college town right next to a fucking In-N-Out burger. Wow. And I remember it was on like it was an outside
near,
balcony.
the University of Texas?
It was out by there, I believe. So I had hopped up on top of the little railing to start my song out. These motherfuckers started opening that shit without me telling them. There was like 150 people up on that rooftop. Whoa. And like motherfuckers are like wondering who the fuck I am. And then I just see them open it up because my homies had started it up. I was like, oh yeah, we're lit. So I turned it up. You see me getting on the bar, getting on the walkway, like everywhere. I'm on the speakers. I got yelled at for getting on the speakers. I guess I wasn't allowed to do that. But I got on like everything else and didn't get yelled at. So it was kind of funny. So you good. And then there were people like on the side of like on the street down there. So I said, fuck it. And I think I have that video somewhere. I'll show you after. I pulled some like XXX shit and hung off the balcony, like upside down with my homies holding my legs and rapped to the people on the street.
Oh, so you was hanging like, you're hanging like a monkey kind of,
yeah,
like down,
upside,
downwards.
Yeah, like downwards.
Oh, yo, you turned.
And I'm just sitting there.
And by the way, you got some real friends. By the way, too.
Felt my friend.
There's some real.
It was, but like no. Fuck him. Fuck them. Oh my god. Fuck them. Their head like slipped for a second and caught my leg back. And you just see my ass look at him and I go, get me the fuck up.
You're like, you know what? That's it. That's done.
I was like, you have to get me up, bro. Fuck this. So he pulled me up and then I continued the performance on the roof, but I gained them like 50 more heads into the venue because people were like, what the fuck's going on up there? So people just started coming and checking it out, and I got compliments walking off, and that really put it in my head that I could do this shit. So I came home, got some local shows after that. Shout out Grunge is Dead.
It's Grunge.
And then also, old homeboy of mine. I have a couple songs with him. I'm going to shout him out anyway. Ayo, Dylan. Me and him got some pressure right now, but it's more of a one-sided pressure on his end than my end. It's still all love to you, fam. But yeah, me and him, he's got some shows out here and performed with them. And then I performed with Lil Darky in October. That was crazy. Shout out Spider Gang. And then that one really set the bar to another tone. Did a couple more. Now it's just been on a fucking upward grind. Oh my god. It's been insane.
How would you like Texas? How did you like that?
I love Texas. Texas.
And by the way, what part were you in?
This time I was in Houston. I didn't even talk about that. Oh my god. So yeah, Houston show was great. The venue we performed at was it was called the Warehouse. It was right across the street from this bar I went.
Shout out H-Town.
Fun fact about Houston, I was out there for like a business conference, but like I booked the show also being out there. So it was like knock two birds out with one stone. But then I got to like brag to all the college kids that, hey, come to my show. And like they're kind of like, it's all these like business college students and these adults and all this shit, and it's like crazy. And it's like, I'm here dressed up like a delinquent, and you guys are all here in polos looking crazy. And I'm here spike chains, long sleeve t-shirts, hoodies, crazy ass backpacks, and all this shit.
Who does not belong?
Yeah.
Who doesn't seem like they belong?
I'm sitting in here schooling these people on some shit, which is crazy. So, where we performed, it was crazy because I went to that bar every day, and I didn't know it was right there until I went and performed. Mm-hmm. So I walked to the bar right before my set, and so I was with the security. Everyone who went to perform, I guess they walked over and saw me perform, and I went to the bar after again, and they were like, oh my god, we saw you perform. They're all like freaking out, giving me free drinks and shit. Houston is like the nicest city ever. But if you go to certain areas, it can be the most sketchy city ever.
Of course. That's about every city, though, really.
At nighttime during the weekday, though, it's a ghost town. when I flew in and went out the first night, it was dead. Like, nobody was on the streets. There was nobody out. I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck is going on? And then once Friday hit and the show hit and everything hit, I was just like, okay, the weekend just got really live. So I love Texas. Everyone I met out there, I've got a lot of new connections out there. Shout out to my boy Griffey. He's from Texas. That's my engineer, my producer. He works over at Surrey Studios. He told me a lot of places to go to while I was out there. So he showed me some nice spots. I love him for that. And then I ended up, this is funny, I hopped on Tinder and met this girl, and she invited me out to this like punk goth club. Their scene is immaculate out there. Oh my God.
Okay.
It was like this disco club, but it like had a floor that lit up on the stage and like a whole disco ball and all these crazy LEDs and alcohol prices in Houston. Oh my God, bring them to Florida, please. Oh my God, that's crazy. I was not paying more than $8 a drink.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
Most
wow.
Greatest.
That's crazy.
And that's even with their alcohol tax.
Oh, whatever. That's fine. Even $8, whatever. I ain't worried about it. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm for it. Tax me.
Yeah. Also, I went to Shut Out Bun B. That man opened a burger spot out there. Pulled up, met him there. That was crazy.
Wow.
His burgers are fire. Recommend that too. If you go to Houston, go get Cho Burger. Go to the Strip. Go thrifting a little bit. You'll find some hella scores. View the city. Get one of the rental bikes, one of the rental scooters, and go around. Also went to a baseball game while I was out there.
It was a pro one, or was it one with the college? It was with Astros?
Yeah, it was an Astros game.
Astros, how was that?
It was fun. I've seen them spring train out here a couple times, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the MLB game. It was the Astros versus the Mariners.
Okay.
It's a good game. I'm a baseball fan because of my dad. So
respect. He
grew up on it, and I also like my football and my basketball, but my main sport is UFC.
Oh yeah, you like the combat sports.
Yeah.
I know there's a certain league out here that I want to go see a fight, but they don't have anything soon. It's called I know the thing is called Rise Fighting.
Yeah.
I know they do it at the Palm Beach, the Hilton there.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
They have
that
a couple.
Seems fun. I definitely want to go see a fight. I think there's a boxing thing in Fort Lauderdale.
I used to do MMA and boxing and jiu-jitsu and karate and shit. So I grew up fighting and taking my energy out in sports. So instead of going to class, but it was crazy because a lot of motherfuckers got scared of me after they like saw me fight because I would fuck shit up. It's bad.
Before, so would you say the combat sports, did it teach you like discipline?
It's supposed to teach you discipline.
Oh shit!
That's their main rule is discipline.
Yeah. Okay.
It teaches you discipline and respect and not to use your fists when not needed. So that's something I did take into accountability when I was on the streets because I knew what I was capable of. Mm-hmm. So like I wouldn't fight unless it was needed. I only fought like, say if people were coming at me or getting on me. Like
it's needed.
Never,
that's it.
Yeah, I would
it's
never.
Needed, then that's
and most of the times too, I wouldn't even fight them. I'd choke them out. So it's like I'm not gonna beat your ass. I'm just gonna put you to sleep and walk away. So
it comes down to that.
Yeah,
He's I'm put you to sleep. I'm clearing it
because it's like a lot of these people don't know the technique of fighting, so they'll come at you with this big bulky stance, and you can just get in the box, weave around them, come around. All right, get over here. Sleep.
All right. The next thing, let's see. At your performance, I thought you did pretty well at this West Palm one. That's what I met you at, but you did storm off and whatnot after a real good performance too. By the way, he did.
I did.
So he stormed off a little bit. I'm like, well, shit, he's pretty good.
I did.
But I'm gonna let him. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let him. You feel me? Catch himself because I don't know him like that. So
yeah,
I didn't know why he got off. If you want to get into that,
I'll share some of it. So prior to the show was good. I'll give them that. The show was good. It was just not being ran how it was supposed to be ran. A show is not supposed to be ran how that's like a set in general. And like when you go on and you're the artist, that's the time for you. It's not the time for the DJ. The DJ started my set without me even being on the stage. First of all,
that don't make no sense.
I walked up, grabbed the mic, and I had to tell him to run it back. Didn't want to run it back, and I was like, hold up, and called him out on the mic, and then he ran it back. Then they wanted to move the water bottle. They weren't really fucking with me. I wasn't really fucking with them, honestly. So I performed a couple of songs for the people that I had come out, And I just walked off because I was just done. I was tired of it. You're running my songs back to back to back, not even letting me engage with the crowd. Crowd's not even coming. That's the main thing about being an artist, though. Is crowd control and
Crowd
how
control.
you in tune
That's the main
yourself.
thing. Without the crowd, you have nothing.
You have nothing.
Yeah.
So if that crowd's not in tune with you and they just think you're an artist walking on the stage, you're not going to get no respect for that. You're not talking to them. They're not engaging with you. They're not listening to what you have to say, because what you have to say is what sometimes they have to do for you. Because if you want them to jump, you got to tell them to jump. They're not going to jump. If you want them to open it up, you got to tell them to open it up. Like, there's certain artists that don't have to do that, but they're of this stature that they don't have to. But for the underground scene, the people coming up, you still have to, because everybody doesn't know who you are. There's going to be people in the crowd every time that don't know who you are.
I didn't before this, honestly.
Exactly.
I'm glad I met him, but I didn't know.
Exactly. So there's different things to it, and there was different issues with the whole set. And I was just like, I was tired. I just did a show the night before too, so I was already dead. And I was just like, all right, this is another show. I was looking forward to it. I love the venue. I love the people. Shout out Cryptic. Shout out Fuller. Shout out all y'all.
Shout out Cryptic.
Still all love. I got the Cryptic bag on right now, you know.
Hell yeah. I got one too.
So they did their thing, and it's no bad blood. It's no harm. It's all love. It's just next time you run the show, don't run it like that. And if you guys know you guys put too many artists on it, don't make it like a festival lineup. Put like 7 artists on it, get a nice venue, sell your merch, get ticket sales. It's a bank in your pocket. It's not that hard. Because a lot of people don't want to go to a show too, and what I've realized and what I've done shows, people don't want to go to a show that has 70 to 50 heads on it.
It's a lot.
Or if it looks like there's like 25 heads on it, they want to go to something that's sweet and short, where they can get there at like 8 o'clock and everything's done by like 2.
That was the other thing. The show was great, but the other thing was like, I think I don't know exactly when I got there, maybe 8:30, something like that.
You got there like right before my set, because I saw you walk in.
Yeah, I got no, I think I was there a little bit before your set. A little bit. I was a bit before. But the thing was, like, I believe, I did a whole bunch of moshing and whatnot, and it's hot and it's, it's kind of late. And like, at that point, the artist kind of can suffer, and it's not their fault because it's 11 and it's 95 and plus degrees outside with humidity and stuff. Yeah.
Also, being an artist, and you, like me, usually I have a late set. So to sit there from sound check to when they get there, and even if you're an artist, some of these venues don't allow you to walk out and come back in because they be assholes, especially in LA. They don't care about any of that. They don't let you go out or nothing.
Wow.
So like, you walk in, like they wouldn't even let us bring in our own water. Alcohol there was like $19 for a cup about this big.
No way.
I'm like, fuck no. The security.
Give me the Texas prices, please.
Yeah, security wouldn't even let us like bring our own alcohol or anything in as artists. Nothing. They like pat searched us to the finest. Made sure we didn't have anything on us. All that.
On top of that, I'm sure you're hungry as hell.
Oh yeah,
too. I know
food,
you're hungry as
no
worse.
nothing. So that's the thing. Like, it just matters about how you care for your artist and because if you give the artist their respect, the artist is gonna respect you.
Yeah, they're gonna show you. They're gonna do what they gotta do. Yeah.
And I'm gonna touch on the back thing. A lot of motherfuckers are saying I was fucked up at that show. I'm still here. I was drunk, but I was still here. I know how to compose myself when I get fucked up. Yeah. Because I'm a party animal. That's the thing. I didn't like how y'all were running that. Simple as that. Respect. So that's one thing I'm going to shut down right now. Because that's what I didn't like talking about. They talked about that after. I'm going to call y'all out on that. I saw the group chat.
Respect.
I'm just going to address that situation real quick. No, stop it. That's all. I love y'all. It's still love.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with any of y'all boys.
Of course.
I just didn't like how y'all were running it. Simple as that. Close the case on that.
Respect. So with the other artists, I'm sure you've collabed with other artists. Do you have any new features coming up or anything like that?
Ooh, I'm working on the album. The album's been being worked on for like a year now because it was done at first, and then it's gonna be 18 songs. It's a long album. Because I want to give y'all something because a lot of people have been asking for it for a while and a lot of new music. So it gives y'all something to feed off of for a while I drop other singles and get music videos rolling for y'all. So I want to work on this with the homies. I just talked to them about it yesterday. I think we're all in. Me and my collective, Slit Wrist Mafia, are finna be dropping a collective album with a bunch of songs, like how X did with like members only and shit, with all of us together. So we're gonna drop that before the album, and then I'm working on the Lil Jitman feature. Shout out Lil Jitman. Just got out of prison. Also shout out John Pata and Surrey Studios for making that happen.
Shout out Jitman.
That's a great thing. Also shout out Rob from Audio Crisis. I'm gonna be getting a feature from him on my album as well. I got a Chapo feature coming in as well. Shout out Big Chapo. A lot of people really think he fell off and shit and they're talking about it, but I still vote with Chapo. That's the big homie. He always shows love when I go to LA. He always lets us come over to the warehouse in the studio and always comes to the shows and respects all of us and shows us so much love. So it's always love for Chapo no matter what. I don't care what y'all motherfuckers gotta say. Big Chapo all the way. Those are some of the crazier features that I have coming. I'm working on some features I can't really disclose right now with some big names to get rolling. It's gonna cost me a couple bands, but I can't really I can't talk about that now until it's really finalized and I know the bag's secured on that. So I know one of them is secured, and I'm happy that this one got secured because I've been looking forward to this one for a while. And then I'm trying to work on getting this NASCAR Aloe feature if possible. I got a hold of his management again and him, so I'm working on that right now. There's a couple artists I have ready to pull the trigger on as well, such as like some members-only members, Cooley Cut, Bass Santana, because I look up to that whole collective and how they did their thing. So I've been talking to them recently. Cooley wants to work. I want to work with Cooley because he's got some shit he can send me, beat-wise too. So he's going to make the beat and also give me the feature. I'm not going to disclose prices because I don't know what they're going to charge y'all. So that's something I'm going to say, because everybody, if you fought with them and they fought with you, you never know. They could just give it to you for free, and I've had it happen. Wow. So, yeah, I'm not going to disclose with who, but yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, it's been pretty wild lately. The album is going to be fun. It's going to be a mix of like punk rock and rap as well. It's got to stick. It's going to be half and half. So the way I'm setting it up, it's going to be kind of like a movie. So it's going to have an interlude, an outro, and an intro.
Whoa.
And it's going to be, so each half
it's going to tell a story.
Exactly. So the intro is going to bring you into, I don't know if this is how it's going to be set up, but it's not going to be in this order, but it's going to be like this. So the intro is going to bring you into either the rap or rock stuff. And then the outro, the interlude's going to bring you to the other half of me, which is like Ferg. And like you got the rock side and the rap side. So you got two different sides.
Interesting.
So it's going to bring you over to a whole different side of music. So one side's going to be rap and one half's going to be rock. So you get both ends of the spectrum to really cater to all sides of people, because I have friends in the rock scene, I have friends in the rap scene, I have friends that like my rock shit but don't like my rap shit, I have friends that like my rap shit but don't like the rock shit.
Okay, so the way to fix this to try to make everybody happy to
put
slap
it
them together.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna just drop a single out like two different albums. I had the idea for that, but I was just like, nah, you know what, I'm gonna do something different, because I haven't heard of anybody do this yet.
Yeah, you gotta be willing to try something. That's one thing I always say. Like, if everybody else is doing it, you know what I mean. You gotta try to think outside the box a little bit.
Oh yeah.
If it works, it works. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And you are a pioneer of it. Maybe not the first to do it, but the first one to do it right.
First one to do it right. Exactly.
So that's what it's more so about.
Also working on a song with my homie right now. He's going to be doing some DJ stuff on it, so he wanted me to hop on and do vocals for him, and it's going to be over a dubstep beat. So it's going to be dubstep and like screamo rap.
And screamo rap?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's going to be a fun one. Also, I got a feature with my boy Kuna and my boy Ozzy coming as well, and my boy Soupy. Those are three of the homies in the collective.
Respect. And who was a part of, speak on a little bit about the collective, who was in it, what inspired it.
Slit Wrist Mafia is my new collective. We just made it about 2 weeks ago now. Shout out the homies for real. It's basically inspired off how Members Only was with like X and Cooley Cut and Bass and Flyboy and all them, how they all did the Together project and had that collective. So whenever they popped out the shows, they'd ride together and they'd come together and they'd always be by each other's sides. So I had decided to just make a collective called Slit Wrist Mafia. Name sound fire.
It's fire.
It's like, let's run it. And then we made it, and now here we are working on a bunch of big things for it. It consists of me, my boy Kunai, my boy Ozzy, aka Young Ozzy, Fi Baby. Shout out Fi Baby. That's my dog. He makes all the fire clothes. You ever see a big boy with some crazy anime drip in the pit? That's my dog. He always lit.
Hey. Slit Wrist Mafia, y'all gonna make some. That name alone, I feel like y'all should make some crazy clothing, some crazy merch, some crazy pop ups. Y'all can definitely.
It's full of a bunch of just crazy screaming motherfuckers. That's the best way I could put it, honestly. And then can't forget about Griffey as well, and then Paris, they're both engineers and producers, and Griffey's my main one, and Paris also plays guitar and makes music herself. So shout out all the gang. And then my manager, Static Rush Management. Shout out fucking Malik. That's my dog. Respect. I just had a mind blank for a second. I was like, hold up, fuck.
It happens, bro. But so. My one question I have, I'm sure, I don't know if you can speak on it or not, but if it comes down to it, would you rather stay independent? Or would you take any deal? Would there be any scenario in which you would take?
I would sign, if I was to sign for anything, I would sign for like a 2-album deal or like an album deal. I wouldn't sign not management to a label yet at all. I don't, unless the contract's good and they're letting me keep like all of my royalties and everything. If they're letting me keep all that, then you got yourself a deal.
Respect.
But if you're trying to fuck somebody over, nah, because this is how a lot of your favorite rappers get fucked up, and then that's why they can't drop all this music that they want to drop, guys.
They get to crying.
Yes, exactly, and they blast on Instagram, and then what do you guys do? Start blasting everyone else. So yeah, it's better not to sign a shitty deal than to sign a really good deal. So that's one thing that I've definitely learned. Seeing people come up and make it in the industry and watching a lot of people around me make it. So a lot of people sign good deals and a lot of people sign bad deals.
Respect. When it comes to that, have you there's no way you could sign a bad deal, most definitely.
Oh yeah.
But it's just tragic when it happens because they're like they start getting mad and they start going. If they get mad enough, if they're big enough, they start going public with it.
That's the one.
Like that's gonna do something.
That's what I'm about to say. The main thing that they do is go public with it. What do? Go to Instagram.
Yeah, they go to Instagram. They go to Twitter.
Yep. And they'll put them on blast. And the next thing you know is all the news sites pick it up. And everybody knows about it.
Yeah. And now now if they didn't want to let you do that before, now they're really not gonna let you do that now.
Because now you called them out on the shit.
Nope. They're like, oh no,
because they have a hold. At that point they have a hold on your life to a certain extent that they can control you at any point, and they're not gonna just drop you because you're making this much money.
Nope.
Because even with you being silent, look at Travis and look at Uzi and everyone. They're still making all this money on the side of it. So in the end of the day, they're still getting rich doing nothing. So that's one thing that I've realized, for sure.
Respect. Is there anything else you want to tell your fans?
Album dropping in the next 2 months. I'll definitely say that for sure because I need to get it out to y'all. I've been promising y'all it for a minute, and yeah, Antisocial album by Ferg Presents, featuring some of the members of Slit Wrist Mafia and other special guests are coming soon. Track list should be dropping next month though, because I should be getting that finalized with my dogs.
I'll most definitely just repost that. Just send it to me, send it my way, and I'll just repost it.
You already know. And then tour as well. I got tour going on right now.
Shout out everybody to every city you go to. Shout out to Vegas, LA, West Palm, Miami.
Yup, everywhere.
Texas.
We're going to Salt Lake City and Denver this year.
Okay.
That's going to be fun. Back to Brooklyn again this year. We didn't go last year. We're going this year though. So that's going to be fun. Back to New York. I love New York. So we're going to Salt Lake, Denver, Chicago, Texas, West Palm, and then New York, and I think South Carolina. It's North Carolina or South Carolina.
Which city?
Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah. Don't quote me on that. South Carolina or North Carolina.
I'm sure you'll just release it.
Yeah. No, it's all up on my Instagram feed, y'all. At Ferg.561 on Instagram. So
shout out to that.
I be on Instagram more than anything else now. I kind of killed Snapchat.
Snapchat. I think
Snapchat just died out, guys. And then Twitter's just on some bullshit right now. So I'm not even on there right now. I used to be on Twitter just fucking around and talking hella shit, but now I don't be on Twitter at all because they hit me with that.
Elon not rocking with you?
Elon fucking previous owner wasn't rocking with me at first. Fuck. That man done hit me with the tweet ban for like 2 months in a row. Instagram hates me too. The Instagram police can suck my dick.
Well, no, for me, I feel like TikTok is on my meat. I ain't gonna lie.
See,
because literally I posted one thing. It wasn't nothing controversial. Nothing muted.
Yeah, I posted one. I posted one TikTok and got muted out of nowhere. And then I posted a couple. I just be on TikTok to like promote stuff when I'm in other cities or like make videos and like.
And then
snippets.
I try to post the same. It's just a podcast clip, just like we're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
I try to post it, muted. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Maybe it was a mistake. So I re-uploaded it.
Mutes it again.
And I'm like, yeah, the same thing happened, but it take a little bit longer.
Fuck.
Makes no sense.
Yeah,
bro.
no, that's some bullshit. See, that's why I like Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram is my favorite out of the. Instagram is my favorite out of the the social medias
with the reels.
Yeah, but to me, in my opinion, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not that great with the social media thing. I feel like it's the hardest to grow though. My opinion.
It's weird because there's like it seems to be no algorithm anymore.
Yeah.
The algorithm is just shot out now at this point. So there's not really no time in how you get anything on Instagram anymore or anything. And it's hard because you used to be able to, and that's how all these people got all this.
Yeah, because now it's hard to build if you're literally not posting every single day.
Yep.
And
but
just,
I'm not gonna
lie. If
I hop off of my story for like 2 days and upload on my story, it shoots up again. Cause like you'll see it like after that the consecutive weeks of posting, you'll get those views and you see them just start going down at the end. And then that if you take like 2 days off and don't post shit and just upload something, it can be anything random. You just see everything go up.
Respect.
It was crazy.
All right, so that's how your social media is. IG Ferg561. What is it? What is your SoundCloud?
Ferg.561 on Instagram and link is in bio to everything else, tickets and streams. You can also find me on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon, TikTok, Instagram, all that jazz at Ferg. It's FERG, all caps, and if you look it up, it should be this logo right here with the white sketchy writing. Shout out my boy.
And I'm gonna
Ray.
put it all in the description as well in the video.
Know.
You feel me?
Appreciate it, gang.
So that's everything.
Yes,
all right, Tendry Podcast, we out.
Sir, appreciate it, gang. Yes, sir. Yeah.